after can jump on. So, okay, we'll get started right away. I'm so excited to see you guys. I feel like it's been forever, but hasn't been that long. I think the holiday weekend makes me feel like, I don't know, it's just been like a long time or something. It's weird. Okay, so I'm excited to kick off September. First of all, I feel like everybody had a really great August. I was so excited because I think this was the month that we had like the most names on the board for Success Club points. So whether or not you hit it, like just the fact that many people, I haven't even counted. We had quite a few. So I'm just really proud of you guys. And I know you were working really hard in August, and you guys I know a lot of you were doing that free group, the BOD challenge group that you guys ran, which I know is a ton of work. So hats off to you all for doing that. And then getting another round of Lift 4 started. So I know it was a busy month. We also had like 2 sneak peek into coaching groups / webinars to invite to. So it was a lot. This month, what I feel like is when we have kind of a predictable like marketing plan, I think everybody just does better with like planning their own month. I've always like kind of run from that, but I find myself sort of like, even though I'm not officially saying I have a marketing plan, it sort of is like, okay, the first half of the month is sort of this, and then the second half is sort of this. So that seems to work better for me. It makes me feel a little bit more in control. And I feel like it translates into like better business for you guys too. So with all that said, like I think you guys probably know by now that the first half of my month is usually like talking about my challenge group, and I think we've got a pretty good thing going right now with the Lift 4 groups. If you guys ever, like, I just want you to know, and I think I've told a few of you this, if you guys ever have ideas on those tracker app groups, how we can make them better, how we can add more value, I want those to feel like special. So I don't think my scheduled posts have gone up this week, but I need to get in there and schedule more. But like I said, if you guys ever have ideas, I think it's good for our people to have those groups together. I used to run groups with like just my own challengers, which can be cool, but I feel like there's always going to be the quiet ones. And if you're only running a group with like 5 people and you have 3 quiet ones and you only have 2 people plugging in, it's kind of boring. So I think it's really cool for people to not only have the tracker app, but for the more vocal, like engaged ones to sort of see the other vocal engaged ones. So I don't know, to me, it's like strength in numbers. So I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that, but if you ever have ideas, let me know, because I always like input and, ideas and everything. So anything about that you guys feel like we should touch on as far as like making September better moving forward? Because the July group, our original tracker app Lift 4 group, will wrap like this. We're all on the same, track with them. So we'll wrap that group, and then we'll only have one group running. So we'll invite those people over into the September group. But yeah, I think that's kind of a good system to sort of overlap, and just every month we just have like the 2, one finishing and one starting. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. If anybody has anything to say, just jump in.
I'm curious. Oh, go ahead, Ashley. It's okay.
I was just going to say real quick, for the challengers that we invited into the test group initially, are we asking them to do round 2 with us? And then are we adding them back into the end of summer boot camp group? Or are we doing like whenever we start our own round 2? Are we doing like a whole new challenge group on the My Tracker app? Or are we going to add people to the end of summer boot camp one?
I feel like, so my plan, I can't remember who messaged me. Oh, Kyler. I don't think she's on here yet. Kyler messaged me earlier and was like, because I posted in my stories, I looked at my calendar and I was like, okay, I'm not ready. I want to post my results first and then do like a big call to action, which I think is a really good plan for all of us. So I was like, well, I'm not really ready to start a group on the 10th because I will be just like pretty much posting my after results on the 10th probably, taking my pictures that morning and posting them. So I wanted to kind of do some teaser, like soft call to action leading up to that. And then do my big call to action for that. And then have day one be like the 17th, which is technically a smaller crunch time than I would usually have. But I just don't, because usually I'll invite for like 2 to 3 weeks, which I think there's pros and cons to that. Like sometimes people don't feel like there's any urgency behind that. I do feel like people seeing our final results, there's a lot of people waiting to see our final results right now. And I think those people are going to jump in a little bit faster than probably like our midway result people. So that's my idea, is this will allow me to create a little bit of urgency behind it. Like, I'm starting round 2, like jump in. So Kyler asked, like, what are you going to do the week leading up, like the week in between, which is a good question. I was kind of like, but then I don't want to have a down week, because I know myself, and I've done programs a million times where like I do 21 Day Fix. I'm like, I'm just going to take the week off, and like I eat whatever the hell I want. And like I don't do anything. It's just not good for me. Like I just need to keep it moving. So I'm just going to, I was thinking either I'll do week 8 again. Like I'll just do another week of shred. Like why not? Or maybe to give our body a little bit of rest, do like, I was going to say a little obsessed before lift 4, like just those little freebie workouts, like a week of those, like 20-minute workouts, just kind of recover a little bit that week, which I think isn't a bad idea either. So maybe just us as coaches, we can kind of pick and choose what we want to do that week. But that's my plan, is to kind of have just sort of a buffer week there to get people packed into that September 17th group. What are your guys' thoughts on that? I'm sure you're thinking about what you're doing.
I have some carryover from last month coming into this month, people who were unwilling to commit. And so as soon as I put a call to action for September 10th, I had a few people who were interested. And so I'm hoping for that, but they're people who already have Beachbody on demand. Mm-hmm. And so they're very hesitant to actually buy a challenge pack. So I'm wondering, I've been really working with them, also like giving them free Shakeology, other things, like just to try to move it along, but trying to figure out how I can get them to commit. And I'm going to check back. It's been like 48 hours. So I'm going to check back in with them and say, hey, just wanted to know if you want my spot, or if you want a spot, that type of thing. But I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I have lots of people who say, yeah, and then they don't do it. And then it's like, I'm just kind of in follow-up mode with those people. But I think the key is also just like constantly finding new people too, like not getting too hung up on the follow-up people. Because, I mean, Bonnie, I don't want you to like offer your like next unborn child or like your soul to people, give everything away for free, because then they'll just be like, oh, well, if I keep putting it off, she's going to give me stuff for free. So I totally know, because I literally can come up with 5 names right now where I'm like, she hasn't answered me yet. Like she literally has the link and she hasn't done it, and it just drives me nuts. But I think that that's kind of part of it, and definitely keep following up. That doesn't mean like no, and they're not going to ever say yes, and they're never going to commit. I think sometimes people just, it takes their timing, it takes their like moment of feeling really uncomfortable with themselves or feeling unhappy with whatever their situation is for them to have that aha moment. Sometimes it's nothing we say. It's just like going to like overdoing it on the weekend and feeling like, on Monday, so definitely don't give up on them. But I think your results are going to pull in some more interest too. I think you're going to surprise yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, originally I actually said that I was going to open up a challenge group every week throughout the month. I put that out in my story. And so I'm hoping that maybe that will post some interest. I'm doing first, the 10th, but then I can start advertising for the other 2 weeks. I don't know if that's a bad strategy, because then people just put it off. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, because it's like, it's tough, because like I've always said, well, it's hard to have a start date. First of all, I do have people like trickle in days later, like even up to like 2 weeks late. I'll let them join a challenge group, and then I just kind of like stop talking about it. Like I stop following up until like next month. I was listening to, I don't know if you guys know this name, Moira Kusaba. She was in the top 10. I'm not sure if she still is, but She's incredible. I feel like she and I have built businesses similarly. Like she's not this like big number coach or anything like that. And she was on this like mastermind call the other day. And it was just so cool to hear her talk about it. Cause I was like, okay, you're really awesome. And you're kind of doing what me and my team do. And that is sort of what we're talking about right now is like invite to like your challenge group, fill that challenge group. And then you kind of just got to cut it off. If you want people, because I've done the ongoing, like you said, like just kind of always have it open. But I did I feel like I do better retail wise when I do have like I'm like last call, like this is it. You got to wait until next month, you know? And then it sort of gives you a break too. I liked hearing her say that. She's like, because your brain can only take so much. Like, and then you're just like, that's it. Like you had your shot, you know, now I'm not going to follow up with you till next month. Or you can even make that part of your marketing plan too. Your strategy and following up is like, this is it, you know, like I'll follow up with you next month. And then sometimes people are like, oh, next month, like I have to wait a whole month. So maybe that would be a good little motivator too. So I liked how she was explaining that, how she kind of handles that. But I don't know if that helps, Bonnie, to just maybe you need to just like lay down the law a little bit, you know, like this is it.
Yeah, I can do that. And I think part of it is I do follow up with a lot of people, but I just don't have, because I've started out with such a small network of people. I just don't have a lot of people who are interested. They're still kind of biting, but just a little. Do you know what I mean? I think it's just going to be my consistency that is going to be the key.
Yep.
Because I do follow up, but I'm not going to just ask somebody if I don't see an interest.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how I am too. Yeah. I don't do like cold invites really, like unless somebody has shown interest in some way, whether they've like liked a picture, commented on it, or responded to a story or a poll or something like that. I'm with you. I want to know that they're like into it. But I do think because like you said, it's consistency. Like one of the things I can tell you 100% that I failed at as a newer coach, and even like not a newer coach, like years into the business, it's like starting programs and not like being wishy-washy with stuff. Like, ooh, there's a new one out now, I'm going to start that. And like sticking to something and actually showing those like 1 through 60 day results, 1 week through 8 week results. So I really do feel like all of us who've really stuck to this Lift 4, like I think all of us are in round 1 still together, you know, finishing up this first round this week. I think that's going to be huge for all of us. So I'm excited for these next couple of weeks to really like get those results out. I'm like eating super clean this week. I'm taking pictures on Monday. So no cheats this weekend even. So I don't know. To me, that's like motivating because I'm like, I want people to jump in. So that's my plan at least.
Can I like respond a little bit to what Bonnie was saying?
Sure.
So I'm running a free group starting tomorrow, which is basically like a free info group for Lift 4. And I'm really advertising like I'm in the last week of my first round. I'm going to finish and have my results up from this program on Saturday. I'm going to take my results on Saturday morning after the last workout. Just to get it up. Can you guys hear me okay? I have headphones in and I can barely hear myself talking. Okay, perfect. And then I'm also going to offer $20 back, basically probably PayPal or something, for the first 2 people to order through that group with a deadline of midnight on Sunday. So if you guys want to invite to that with any prospects that you have like on the fence who have like more questions or whatever, I've already done all the work and like pretty much created all the posts for it. You guys can just jump in and invite to it. And then I think that incentive on the weekend and the deadline is really going to help. And then the fact that we're all pretty much finishing our first round and we're all going to have results to share. And then we're also all starting a second round on the same day. I'm starting on the 17th as well because I wanted to give myself time to invite to a new group. So I think that info group will really help for people who are kind of like on the fence or don't know anything about it, for brand new people and people who have been wishy-washy.
Mm-hmm. That's really smart because I don't know, some of you have like started coaching since, but like leading up to Lift 4, I don't know if you guys remember, we did like kind of a sneak peek group, like sneak peek into Lift 4. It was like we threw it together way too late, but yeah, it's similar. And I feel like that's really smart almost every time we're going to start a new round. I mean, I love Lift 4. Like, I feel like I'm a Lift 4 lifer. So I'm going to ride this thing out for as long as I can. So I love that, Madison. I love also that you're inviting everybody to that. So thank you for doing that. It's awesome of you.
Yes, thank you. I really appreciate it. I will definitely jump on that and start posting about it tonight.
Yeah.
I'll add you to the group right now, and anybody else who wants to be in it, just tell
Okay.
me and I'll add you.
Yeah, so smart. People do, like, people want to kind of like look and see, like, be looky-loo first before they commit. I mean, look at our Glimpse into Coaching group. I feel like there's 900 people in there and they have not all signed up to be coaches. So waiting for that day and all 900 say yes. Okay. Anybody else with like that, like, next round of Lift 4 kind of plan? Also, one thing I did want to say, I'm going to make a cute flyer for that. So we can be sort of like, and I'll make it for a story, because I just feel like most of us are doing a lot of marketing in our stories. And you could always, if you want to post it in a Square. Did you guys know there's an app called Square Ready? You can use those. I mean, I know Instagram you can post, but it cuts it. So if you ever want to post a Square, there's an app called Square Ready, and you can like size down a picture, and it just gives you like the white borders on the side. Okay, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'll make a cute flyer. I was thinking maybe a fall theme. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I think people like themes, so maybe sticking to something fallish. And then maybe what I'll do, I'm trying to think of the overlap. Maybe I'll just do my afters this weekend too, because then I could have a cheat meal this weekend. So that's a good idea. So if anybody wants to take theirs on Saturday/Sunday, I could whip up a flyer on Sunday and even make kind of a collage of like before and afters. And we could have a thread. I mean, for the whole team, I'll start a thread and like the big team page too. Anybody who has Lift 4 before and afters that they're willing to let people share. Because those were awesome. Like when I was doing ADD Obsession, being able to share other people's results, I think, you know, different body types and different like age ranges and things like that. I think it's cool for people to see that. So just like really hitting it hard this next week or so with like inviting. And with that free group, the free info group too, that's like genius. So yeah,
I have one last question about the challenge group.
Okay.
Do we still want to use my challenge tracker? Is everybody liking that, and is that working for everybody?
I love my challenge.
I do too.
Okay.
That's great for accountability, and it reminds me, like, I have it set for like 9:30 to remind me, and I kid you not, I'm always forgetting at least something every other day. Like, you haven't logged anything yet today. So it's like, yes, that's right, I had my Shakeology today. So
Yeah.
I think that has really, really helped me, and I'll tell people that are interested in Lift 4 all about that app, and I'll say, listen, if you forget to write anything down, if you forget to work out, I mean, this tracker will, it's kind of like your drill sergeant. It's going to tell you, hey, you haven't done anything yet, let's get moving. So I think that gets a lot of people excited about that too.
Yeah, I like that too. And I don't know about you guys, but since I'm doing a lot of inviting from Instagram, I do have some people who are like, I don't have Facebook and I don't really want it. So I don't know. What do you feel, Madison? You like it?
I do. I just was thinking that maybe, and I think it's because we're in 2 challenge groups now, and we've been using the posts from the back office, and seeing them twice makes it feel to me like it's like, but I think when it's with other people that are like brand new, they're seeing it for the first time, it's different. Yeah. But I think because I'm seeing it twice, I'm like, maybe the posts need to be more personal or lively, but that might not be true.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just because I'm used to it.
Yeah, and some of them, I agree. Some of them are kind of like, meh, but I'm like, I've thought the same thing. Am I just thinking that because I've seen this before? But there's some that are like really good information. I think Joel's videos are like necessary. So yeah, I mean, as long as you guys are cool with that, we'll keep them up. I think what we could do, because I know Ash, we had talked about it a little bit. Like she's being really like mindful of adding like Shakeology recipes in there for people. I think it could even be cool maybe rolling into this next round to do a little picture, like an intro picture of who your coaches are in this group. So like, yes, we all have our challengers, but I think it could be really cute because we're all coaches, but they don't necessarily know, my people don't necessarily know to look at Ashley's pictures like, oh, she's a coach, like she's here to help. She knows what she's talking about. Oh, Madison's posting something about recovery or what, you know what I mean? So I don't know, that could be kind of cute. So any participating coaches, we just have like little bubble pictures on just make it more fun and let them get to know us a little bit. So I'm going to remind myself of that.
What is that app that you can use to do those bubble pictures?
I use Rana Designs is an app we used. The picture you showed me the other day, Ashley, that was like the only like text picture we used to have was like neon green and like bright purple, like all these annoying colors. But Rana has a Rana collage also, and that's where I do like your emerald, diamond, like 2-time emerald, all those. So, and there's all different kinds. I think it's like $4 or something, but you can do like text around a picture, which is kind of cool, like around the bubble, so I like using that one.
Cool. It's only $1.99. I just looked it up.
Oh, cool. Ooh. Yeah, worth it for sure. I use that and like Word Swag. That's pretty much my go-to.
I just got Word Swag. I love it.
Yes. Sorry guys, let me write this. Intro post. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad we talked a lot about the challenge group because I wanted to see where everybody was at with that. And yeah, I like the tracker app. This is like my first year of like really using it consistently. So I think I just needed to go all in with it. Like I used it last year in like October, and then I used it in like January, and it was just like, I don't know, I needed to stick with it. I'm trying to think. If I think of anything else, I'll post, but is that anybody else have questions about the challenge group or anything, or like game planning, like marketing strategies, anything like that?
So are we going to open up a separate challenge group from the first one that's finishing, or are we going to start that one over? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally makes sense. That's a really good question. I feel like we should start a new one only because I know that a lot of coaches were in that first one who are probably like way in the downline, like, which is fine. I wanted it to be like everybody participate, but I like running groups with like my personally sponsored coaches and your coaches too, and not having it so massive. So I think just for sake of size and like, I don't know. Yeah, we'll just start a new one. Are you guys okay with that?
That's perfect.
Cool. Okay. And then we'll do just like how we did for this new one, the end of summer Lift For group, how there was like a prep week group, or a prep week, like there were posts for prep week to kind of get them ready. So I had a ton of people. Oh, another thing, just like tangent really quick. I'm going to work on, I don't know if I'm going to do a like visual or like a PDF. I guess I would need to make it in Canva, or if I'm just going to do kind of like a Google Doc, but I want to have a little, and maybe you guys already have this, because I have like a welcome new coach email that most of you guys have gotten. But I've always thought, like, I don't have anything for a customer. Like, sometimes people are like so excited and they're like, what do I do now? Like, I bought my challenge pack. Like, and then there's like this dead zone before they get added to the group. So I'm working with one of my friends who does graphics, and she has an older version. We're either going to update that or I'm just going to make a Google Doc. So I'll let you guys know. I don't know. I think that would be helpful. But yeah, prep week info. I think that was it. Okay. So moving on. And if you guys have questions about that, let me know. But I wanted to tell you, I talked to Jen Richardson, who's one of my coaches too. I think I told you guys in my PS coaches group that we were going to do a Push to Emerald group, right? The holiday weekends, I feel like screwed everything up, like my mojo and just scheduling and everything. But so we were going to start it last week, and then she and I talked before the weekend. We were going to start it today, but then it was like way too short notice. So the group is open. And I wanted to talk to you guys before I posted about it. And I'll obviously post about it because not everybody's on. So the group is open, and we're going to kick it off on Thursday. So everybody can get set up in it. Now, this is open for your coaches too. So if you guys have personally sponsored coaches, I highly recommend getting them pumped for this too. We are going to run this group together based on Ashley Molstad's Push to Emerald call. So I don't know if you guys were on that call. So not only will it be a rally for all of us, like my goal is 2 coaches in that week. My goal for you guys is to sponsor 2 coaches in that week. My goal for your coaches is the same. So just like, even if you're already Emerald, the goal is to go Emerald again. I know that's interesting because our marketing plan is obviously like challenge group right now. However, I think that all of us from these last couple sneak peek groups have conversations still going, people we've invited, people we should probably follow up with. So we'll start with that. And yeah, so that's, if you guys want to be in it, I hope everybody wants to join. Let me know, and I'll post the link in the PS coaches group so you guys can just join. I don't want to add anybody without your permission. So because I don't want to just like add people and they're not interested. I want people to like be plugged in and interested and pushing and stuff like that. So let me know if you want to be in there, or I'll post the link and you can join. So we'll kick that off. We are kind of obviously tweaking it. We're like the way Ashley Molstad and Emily Favre do it is just on a Zoom call. And it's like go Emerald in 24 hours, which I think is awesome. But we're going to stretch it out and really work with you guys all week long and be more hands-on. So it's not just going to be a Zoom meeting. It'll be like a group where we can like best practices, scripting, like things like that. Her coaches are going to be in there too. So lots of like fun energy to feed off of. So I'm really excited for that. And then we'll talk more about, we've also talked a lot about the retreat since you guys are on. I don't want to keep you guys all night. But since you guys are on, we have gone back and forth about dates. And I was really, really aiming for November. And what I started to feel like was I was stressed. Like I was like, oh my God, it's not enough time. It's not enough time to plan. It's not enough time to push. Like making travel arrangements and leadership is in October. And then it's November and it's like September right now. So I started getting a little bit overwhelmed, and I thought, if I'm feeling overwhelmed about this, I bet our coaches are feeling overwhelmed about this timeline too. And I think the end of the year is super cool. And I did think like a fall retreat would be super fun and cozy, but here's what Jen and I talked about, because the dates were like, she was stressed about the dates too. So we were like, this is meant to be, like, we just need to roll with this. So we have narrowed it down to January 10th through the 13th. And here's why I'm really excited about the new year. Because we can end the year really strong together. First of all, I think this gives all of us more time to make this happen. You know, I think that's a totally doable goal. I don't want you guys to go diamond for me. Like I've run my business like that where I wanted people to go diamond so I could rank advanced, but I'll be honest, like it's not like, anyway, just the way that my business is set up now, I'm really happy about it because I can genuinely be excited about helping you guys step into leadership, like for you. Like I've had diamonds go diamond just to go diamond who weren't making money. And I don't want to have people advancing their business for no reason. I want there to be a reason behind it, like why you want to be diamond, why this is like this is not an end point. Like I don't want you guys to get to diamond and be like, I've arrived. Like this is the beginning. You know what I mean? So that's where I feel like our businesses start at diamond, like leadership. And don't like get freaked out by that. Trust me, when I was diamond, I was like, still doing everything with my coach. Like I don't want you guys to feel like I'm gonna have to think of a team name and I'm gonna have to like get team shirts, which is so cool and you should do that whenever you want. But I'm gonna have to think of training and I'm gonna have to think of like running groups and oh my God, stop. You don't ever have to do that. I can tell you it took me a really long time. It was probably 2-star by the time I even started my own Facebook team group. Nikki was the same way. Jen was the same way. Like it's okay. And it's better to run together and work together. So I don't want you guys to like put it on such a pedestal that you feel like afraid of that goal. It's a completely doable goal, and it's exciting because that's just the beginning. Then you help your coaches go diamond, and that's like, then you can feel what this feels like, you know, because I want that for all of our whole team, like everybody. So with all that said, I'm so excited about the January dates, because not only can we end the year really strong together by pushing for these big goals to wrap up 2018, but we can celebrate together in January. We'll go to corporate headquarters in Utah. So it'll be in Utah still. And it'll be more of a mastermind game plan for 2019. So it's like we're kicking off the year so strong together, and we get to plan the whole year. You know what I mean? So just like go into the rest of the year so strong together. So I'm so excited. I know Jen is too. She's already talked to her girls about it, but I wanted to wait until I could talk to you guys about it. So, yeah, I mean, does anybody have questions about that? I know I heard from a couple of you like, oh my God, November, like, I don't know if I could do it. And we have this and that, like birthdays and things like that. So just curious what you guys think of January. Go ahead.
What were the dates again for January?
We have zeroed in on the 10th through the 13th. So that'll be a Thursday to a Sunday, if we have those dates right.
Is that Martin Luther King weekend?
It may be. Let me pull up my calendar. I don't know.
Right now.
I think I have it right here. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is the 21st.
Okay, so the following.
Okay.
But the 14th is Stephanie Chico Day. That's my birthday. So, calendars. Just kidding.
That's awesome.
This
I was like, that's a real day? Wow, I want one.
Yeah. Your birthday, everybody should have a day. I feel like your birthday is your day. I love birthdays. I get so excited.
I'm pretty sure it's Queen Bee Day today. I heard that on the radio.
Oh, really? Is it her birthday?
Yep.
That's funny.
36, 37.
That's crazy.
January 9th is my birthday, so I'm going to try to push so I can be there to celebrate my birthday.
Yes, we can have like a whole celebration weekend. That'd be so fun.
Bailey, when's your birthday?
January 9th.
I've got my calendar here.
I know we need to have like a team birthday calendar. That would be awesome. Do you guys have questions about that? Like, what's your gut reaction? Like, I wasn't looking at everyone's faces, so I don't know if that's like, yes, I'm doing it, or like, oh my God, that I want to puke, or like, I don't know. I'm curious.
I'm just really glad that you had said that you made it a point, you know, that we don't need to feel like we need to be at your status or Jen's status, because every time I look at their posts, I'm always like, oh my gosh, I need to do that. I need to do that. Like, I need to be, like, I need to be, you know, doing the same thing they're doing, but yet I don't have a team, so I get really confused. I mean, I have a team, but I don't have, like, you know, a lot of coaches under me yet, and so I just get really discouraged easily. And it's almost like, you know, comparing your chapter 1 to somebody's chapter 32. And I preach that to so many people, but then I catch myself doing it constantly, especially with you, Nikki, and Jen especially. And I'm just like, oh, I'll get there one day. But wait, should I order the shirts now, or do I wait? Or do I need to have my team name right now? And then what do I do after that? Because the thing that intimidates me is that I'll start like that Facebook group for my team, and there'll be 2 people in there, and they'll be discouraged. Like, really, we're the only people that are under you? Like, I don't want to be with a coach that only has 2 people, but you're preaching on Instagram that you're some big shot. You know what I mean? And that's really intimidating to me, to kind of get myself out there. And somebody who doesn't have a lot yet.
No, I totally get it. And I'm glad that you're glad that I brought that up, because I thought the same thing. And so just to like take you guys back a few years, when I was like a newer coach and I was hitting diamond, like emerald. So, you know, where you guys are, you're like emerald. And my coach was at that time in the top 10. So I was like, cool. Like, first of all, I'll never get there. I didn't really want to get there because I saw she was my friend, you know, so I saw like what she was having to do to like get to that point. And so I'm kind of thankful for that, because very early on I was like, okay, there's got to be somewhere in between where I can be. And I'm thankful I found that, where you can like work really hard, but you can also have balance and be successful, but you don't need like to be the top, you know? So anyway, that's a side note. But yes, I felt the same way. And I also felt like my coach is in the top 10. So why would the people that I'm signing up want to not see what she's doing? Like, of course they would want to learn from her, not from me necessarily. Like, I didn't feel like I had like street cred, you know? So I just hung out in her team page, and the way that I feel about like my team page is that it's not mine. Like, I don't want it to be mine. And that's how I always felt, is that I want to have friends. Like, that's my main thing. Like, I started this just like a lot of people did, because I was a lonely mom who was overweight and I didn't have a lot of friends. And I saw how this could create community and like connections. And then I saw that firsthand when I started as a coach. I was like, oh my God, these people get me. We have so much in common. We're like friends through the computer. And I didn't want to necessarily be like the leader, like the president of the club. Like, I wanted other friends to like rise up and do it with me. And that's how I still feel. I want to raise you guys up and do it. That's why I like running my groups with you guys. You know, I don't want to do stuff by myself. So as far as I'm concerned, our team groups are your team groups. And that's like where your coaches can be. And I just want to have stuff created that's very simple, so people can get started and not feel overwhelmed, but also so that one day when you guys do feel like, you know, Stephanie's stuff is cool, but I have an idea and I'm going to create this like off of my own ideas, and you'll know when it's time where you're like, I'm going to create a training for my coaches because I feel like this feels more like me. So, and that's what happened for me when I finally got to like that 2-star mark. Which meant I had 2 personally sponsored coaches who went diamond. That was a lot of people, because, you know, if it takes 8 personally sponsored plus 2 emeralds, and those emeralds were diamonds, they had 8, you know, so we were probably at like my downline was maybe like 50 plus people. I was sort of like, okay, not only is my business growing, which is awesome, but I sort of felt like the people who were they should be learning from me and they should be getting to know me. They were like falling through the cracks, and I hadn't like stepped up to kind of be like, okay, I can do this, you know? And so it was like that point in time where I just felt like this is the time. And I think you guys will get to that point too. And I hope that you wait. Like, that's my hope. I don't want people to jump into that, because I have had coaches who went diamond and very quickly like went off on their own, and it like didn't go very well for them. And I wish I had like caught that ahead of time. Like, as a leader, like looking back, if I could course correct, I would have almost said, okay, do that, like have your space, but have your team plug into what I'm doing still too, you know? And it's not taking away from what you guys are doing as leaders, because I believe you're all leaders, but I don't want you to put all that pressure on your shoulders prematurely, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now, sorry.
Go ahead, Madison.
Right now, when we sign up coaches, should we be adding them into the huge Fitspiration coach community? Is that where we're supposed to be adding them as far as like being a part of our group, or we're not adding them to your PS group, because that's just for your PS coaches, right?
Yeah, that's just like where I can talk to you guys and stuff. Yeah, I mean, yes, we should be adding them to the coach community group. And I have been slacking on that with like my brand new coaches, just these last few. I don't really know why. I need to like get back to introducing them to the whole team and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, and I've fallen into this before, just like real talk, like full disclosure, where I almost decide for people, this is going to be too much for you. And I feel like that's doing nobody favors. It's not doing me any favors with getting these new coaches started right and strong. And it's not doing them any favors, because they're not getting to like see the community, you know? So Yeah, I need to like course correct right away. I've been adding them into the new coach training group, and what I really want to have happen is that they finish the training and we have a call or whatever, we talk, create a game plan, and then I'm introducing them. But I'll tell you guys honestly, the past few that I've sponsored, I'm like, hi, have you done the training yet? Like, hello, are you home? You know, and it's like, so I think that's, when you sponsor somebody who's awesome and who's more for the discount and stuff like that. So it's just that like fine line of figuring out who needs to be there and who doesn't necessarily. So, but yeah, I need to just even be putting discount coaches into the community. Like, why not? They should know what's going on.
I've been having a lot of people like say, oh, I'm so on board. I love your post. I want to do Shakeology. Yes. I want to sign up September 1st. And then I'll go and I'll follow up with them and I'll just see like this scene, like they saw my message and then no response. And I'll do a follow up and it'll be seen. I'm like, look, you were so pumped up before. And I even said, I'm at my computer right now, thought of you, wanted to see if you want me, to send you over the link now or something like that. And it'll just show seen, but she was so on board. So like, that's been really hard. And I don't want to be clingy and, follow up and be annoying. I don't want to do that. But then again, it's like, I don't want to not show that I care, because I do, but it's just like finding that balance and just getting them brought in. Because I have like 4 or 5 people that are like that right now. And it's really frustrating. And it's like, if you just knew how awesome this is, like, I just want to be like, do it right now. Trust me, you're going to love it. I promise.
I know. It's so hard. And I'm going to tell you right now, like that's always going to happen. Like 6 years in, like still, like I said, it's like I can think of a handful of names right off the top of my head where it's just like, you have the link, you viewed it in ShareAcart, like I followed up, and so I have to just remind myself that like something's going on. Sometimes it's like a financial thing. They just can't, like, they think they can't afford it. Some people legit can't, but some people say they can't, but they just haven't hit that point like we talked about earlier where it's like, okay, like enough is enough. I have to do this. I have to commit, So they're just convincing themselves that it's too much of an investment, or they have an unsupportive spouse. I've found that to be the case a lot, where their husband says, no, you can't spend the money on that, or no, that's stupid. You're not going to do home workouts. Like, I'll just get you a gym pad, or you can go to the gym. Like, we've got the membership, like husbands, like we all know, like sometimes they don't get it. Yeah. So, or they're scared that they're going to fail. I know a lot of people just feel like this is going to be another thing that they start and they don't finish, so it could be so many things. And that's why I just think sometimes following up is even just like responding to their stories and just like kind of being that like, hi, I'm still here and I'm not following up with you, but I'm just still here. See, like kind of not leave them alone, but maybe not bring up the challenge pack thing again. And then, I don't know, something happens in that time where they're watching you. Not only are they seeing that you're watching them, but they're continuing to watch you because they know that you care. And so there's just that lag time. I remember hearing a training call when I was like a new coach, and Janelle Summers, I don't know if you guys even know who that is. She's amazing. She's in our upline. You should know who she is. You should follow her. She's awesome. She's Shalene Johnson's sister, and she's a coach. And Janelle said that there's like statistically in our business specifically, there's like a 30, 60 or 90 day like wait time return, on people who, and sometimes it's like a week, it'll take people a week. Sometimes it's up to 90 days. And sometimes it's like a year or more. Like I've had people take 2 years, to say yes, finally. So usually they come around. It's just up to us to like stick in there long enough and not let that kind of stuff get to us to where we're like losing our focus and we're falling off track, So I just always think of it as like, it's a test. It's a test. I just can't focus on that. I need to focus on other things. So. I hope that answers your question. Makes any sense?
Yeah. Thank you.
Because it's not us, you guys. Like, it's not. And that's why we have to do like personal development, listen to podcasts, whatever, like remind ourselves that it's not me. But I'm like you guys, like I'm so sensitive about stuff. I take things personally. When somebody says they're going to do something and then they don't, like, I'm like, what did I do wrong? You know? And so I know the feeling where it's like, feels like a punch in the gut when somebody says they're going to do something and they don't, or they ignore you. Like, we're human, you know, it's normal to let that affect you a little bit, but it's up to us to not let it stick with us and like take us down for the long haul, you know?
Okay.
Okay. I feel like I just talk so much. Do I make any sense when I talk?
Yeah.
I love your talking. Keep going.
Okay.
I agree.
I talk so much I like get sweaty. I'm like sweating. Okay, you guys, what else? Because we have like 10 minutes left of the hour, and I just, you know, I know it's late in the East, so.
Oh,
Sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, mine's not even important. You go.
Okay. I just had a question. What this girl I've been talking to, she said, so I sent her one of your YouTube videos all about coaching because she deactivated her Facebook account. And so I said, well, I'll at least give you this video because I was going to add her to the Glimpse group. But she said her video was awesome. I don't know that I'm at the point where I could be a coach. I need to build a routine for myself. It's definitely something I'd like to work up to in the future. And she's like, my only questions at the moment are the cost to start. I totally believe that this is an investment in myself and my future. I just need some info on how to possibly get started. And it's like, I know what I want to say, but I don't want to be like right off the bat, hey, it's this much and this much. Like I want her first off to sign up as a coach. Like that's my goal. It's because of the discount she can get at a discounted rate. And if whenever she's ready to become a coach and she feels comfortable in her routine and doing a workout program or something, then she could start adding people in. But it's like, I never know how to approach that first off, you know, like the first thing to say.
Mm-hmm. Well, feel, felt, found. So like I always fall back on that. Like I totally understand what you mean, because I felt like, you know, I wasn't going to be legit either. You know, like who am I to tell people that they should be fit? And then I would definitely bring up the fact that like 30-day money back guarantee, she could cancel at any time if she just decides it's not for her. And definitely talk up like the fact that there's no pressure. Like everybody works their business the way that they want to work their business. If she just wants to kind of sign up for the discount and be in the challenge group and like do that first before she starts talking about coaching, then definitely do that. And then some people are just so freaked out about signing up for the coach account, like that it's that official, that so I'll say something like that, and then I'll say, you know, and if you really feel like that is just not for you yet, let's get you started with a challenge pack. You can be a client in my group first, you know, get you comfortable with the routine. And then we can get you started as a coach once you start seeing those awesome results that I know you're going to have, you know, something like that. So you can definitely fall back on just like the customer option, but I'm with you. Like the goal is obviously like, she's interested, she's just freaking herself out. So maybe she just needs that reassurance that it's not scary. I promise.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Real quick, I'm in the Beachbody Champions page on Facebook, and Amanda McGuire, or I don't know her new last name, but she was talking about how she just signs everybody on as coaches, not like necessarily to work the business, but just she calls it like the preferred customer membership or preferred membership sort of thing. And that's, I signed on 2 people as coach accounts, and they were asking me like, wait, I'm signing up to be a coach. And so I would talk to them about the preferred customer account and that they're both doing Lift 4, or one of them was doing Lift 4. And so I told her it's an 8-week program. So to get the full results, like to get the most, since you're spending this amount of money and you're investing in it, you should do the 2 months of Shakeology, and this will give you a discount on your second month Shakeology. So I kind of broke it down like you're getting the discount. There's no pressure to run the business or do anything like that. And she was okay with it. She was like, oh, okay, so it's for the discount. And I was like, yeah. So it kind of makes more sense than when I would try to explain like a discount coach, because I felt like they didn't understand that and I would just blubber around. So just if you wanted to go watch her video, I don't know if you're in the Champions page, she explains it a lot better than me.
And where was this, did you say?
It's on the Beachbody Champions page on Facebook, and then it's Amanda McGuire.
Anybody can be in there, you guys. It's a group. I think I've tagged it probably before, but it's the Beachbody Champions. It's just a group you can join. I think you put in your coach ID number, maybe. I don't know, but an admin approves you. It's corporate run. So corporate will have like hot seats and like Emily Favre, like Amanda, Holly Hillier, like lots of people who, are pulling these big, awesome numbers will go live in there and stuff like that. So it's definitely a good resource to have, good ideas. My advice is like, have cool ideas like that and be like, okay, I can implement that. Don't feel like you have to like redo everything that you're doing. Cause sometimes those groups can be a little distracting. Like, oh, Holly Hillier is, she has 20 new diamonds this year. So I'm going to do everything she's doing instead of what I know I feel comfortable with. So just like take things with a grain of salt, realize that that's what works for them and it's awesome, and like implement little tweaks here and there. But that's one huge mistake that I wish I could change from, years ago. And just like, well, they're doing this, so I'm going to change my whole training. And it's just like, oh, why did I do that? It creates work. I was going to add too, because I have a little bit of a script on that, like just at least mentioning the discount, which I feel like is good to do. Like in all of our messaging, it's not a bad thing to offer that to people and give people the choice. I'm trying to see. I don't know if I have it. I'm going to try and find it and then I'll copy and paste. I feel like it's in one of my old, like maybe 80-day obsession scripts. Let me see in here. Oh yeah. Okay. I always separate my blurbs because of Instagram, like you run out of space. Let's see if it'll let me send it to you guys. You guys see that? So cool. It separated it too. So awesome. That's like just you guys can copy and paste it. I know the people watching the recording are going to be able to see this. But I'll kind of read it out loud. So the blurb is, okay, awesome. So the best way to go that will give you the best value are all access challenge packs. So this is obviously before Lift 4. Like this is back in April, I think. So I wasn't talking about Lift 4 and that challenge pack yet. Which will give you an annual membership, pays for the whole year, to our digital streaming site called Beachbody On Demand, basically like Netflix for workouts. And then you'll also get a full month supply of Shakeology as well. It's discounted in a package for $160. Shakeology is normally $130 alone, and the streaming site is $99 alone. So it's a huge savings when you package them together. Also, if you're thinking of continuing on with Shakeology after your first month, I can set you up with what's basically a preferred customer account where you get 25% off all of your future orders on Shakeology or anything. I just know I'm a bargain shopper, so I always like throwing that option out there. And so then that gives the person the option, just the way it's worded, like, oh yeah, cool, I like that. And then sweet, like I remember the first person who said yes to that, I was like, oh my God, I'm so dumb. Why haven't I been doing this all along? And then some people will be like, yeah, no, like I'm good. Because a lot of people do buy into like direct sales stuff. So they kind of know how that stuff works. Like, I don't want to be like locked into something. So they'll just say no because they don't want to be locked into something. But at least you're throwing it out there, So anyway.
It doesn't really lock them in though, right? Because
no,
you can
it doesn't.
just call and cancel your coach account. And I tell people that, like, if they're like, I don't want to sell anything, I'm like, you don't have to sell anything.
Yeah.
We don't have quotas. There's literally no requirement to maintain your coach account except for your preferred customer fee or your business maintenance fee or whatever. But I tell them, like, even if you decide that it's not something that you want to do, you can call and cancel immediately. There's no cancellation charge. And that way they're able to sign up for the discount for free when they purchase their challenge pack, rather than having to pay that $40 and then fill out the reimbursement form later if they change their mind, which is a pain in the ass.
Yes.
Can I say that? I don't know.
All that. Yes, you can. Yeah. So I know it's a lot of coaches do that. Like they don't sign up a lot of customers. Like they sign up coaches, and there's okay. So there's pros and cons to both. Like obviously if you're sponsoring coaches, you're getting the initial like commit. It's not called a commission, right? When we sponsor a coach with a challenge pack, it's called a like startup bonus or fast track bonus, I think. So you'll always see that it's kind of categorized differently in your paycheck. And then when that person stays on Shakeology, now you've got a person either on your left or your right leg, depending on which is weak or strong. If they're on your weak leg, every time that Shakeology order goes through, you don't get the commission, but you get the volume for it. So you're going to get that team cycle bonus, right? If you're Emerald and above. Obviously, the more coaches you have, the more volume you have. So as you build and build and build, discount coaches are awesome because they're just adding to your volume. However, there is something to be said for having customers and having commission, you know, so if those people are staying on their Shakeology monthly, you do make more off of a customer in the short term. Now, if that person is staying on Shakeology and then they're like, hey, this is cool. Like I could get my Shakeology paid for and I'm going to take advantage of this discount, use my discount and get my Shakeology covered. I'm going to help 3 people, you know, and the light bulb goes on for them. That creates way more volume for you. So then it was 100% worth it signing up that discount coach. I have just seen a lot of people who build like a house of cards. They build to diamond or whatever, build a house of cards, and we say it like a skeleton diamond, because all you have are just people on 90PV HD that are not growing their business and they're not really doing anything for you. So if you're building in that way, it's more worth it to keep them as a customer. If you feel like, I've had people who hit diamond and then they're like, cool, I'm done. Like I'm going to, you know, I'm not going to keep building. Ooh, that was a lot of work. I'm going to stop. It's not worth it to have all these coaches signed up just for the discount. If you're going to sign up coaches for the discount and you know you're going to keep building and building and building your ass off for years to come, 100% worth it. So do you see kind of what I'm saying? And like the short term, a customer is like, I'm going to make essentially double the money on a customer next month. Because next month on a customer, I'm going to make $32 if they stay on Shakeology, right? Not residual income. On a coach, you're going to make $14 as an Emerald, 16 as a Ruby, 18 as a Diamond. So that's kind of where that strategy comes into play. Like, and this is why I'm like, I want everybody to be Diamond. I want everybody to go beyond Diamond because that's where the money is. Like I'm telling you, I want everybody to make paychecks, like paychecks for everybody. So the way to do that is to build a strong team of coaches. Discount, I always say it takes all kinds to make up a team. Like everybody's valuable. It doesn't matter if they're working the business or not. Everybody matters. So I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. I don't know. That's not for me to say like, don't do it that way. But I also know, again, coming back to what I said before about like seeing what other people are doing and like, oh, I'm going to do that too. Because that person's having success with that. Well, yeah, Ashley Molstad's having success signing everybody up as a coach because she signs up like 150 people a month, you know? So it's all like, I don't know, everybody's business is just different. So, but I just always want to be real with you guys and upfront. And like, I want to teach you guys strategy in this business too. And like where the money is. And that's where I want you guys to go. So does that make sense? Okay. I feel like that was like, I know that was a lot of info and I don't want to overwhelm you guys, but I know how smart everybody is. And I just think you should know all of it. So
I just perfect timing because my mindset was legit. Let's get as many people as we can and get them as discount coaches. Like I've talked to so many about that. So I'm so glad that this was talked about.
And it can even, I thought of a girl while we were talking, Jamie, and she brought up the coach account thing. But I feel like I need to follow up with her and just be like, hey, like if you got freaked out by the coach account thing, like we don't have to sign you up that way. I can redo your link and we can do it as a customer until you feel 100% comfortable. So it's also a good like follow-up opportunity for you. Because I was a challenger first. Bonnie was a challenger first, you know, like Britt was a challenger first. So, you know, like sometimes people do need that start. And then they're like, okay, I think I'm going to do this thing. So I don't know, just something to get your wheels turning. Now, when you're sitting at like 6 PS coaches and you have 2 emeralds and you're like a stone's throw away from diamond, yep, sign up 2 discount coaches. You know what I mean? But, or yeah, like if you're like going to go 2-star and you just need 1 more coach under your husband, yes, discount coach all the way, you know? So, like I said, there is so much value for discount coaches too, but I just don't want people to build their whole team with like all discount coaches and get to diamond and be like disappointed, you know, like, oh man, I thought I was going to be like making more. I thought my team would be bigger, you know, so.
That's what my husband's telling me. Because I'm like, my goal is diamond. He's like, well, that doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah.
Tell me how much money you're going to be making when you're diamond. I'm like, I don't know yet. It all depends. Please let
Yeah,
me.
and I mean, I remember being like, well, I'm emerald and I'm making $14 per cycle, but I want to be making $18 per cycle. I knew I was going to get a little bit of a raise, you know, so that was motivating for me. I just saw a spider. There's a spider over there. Sorry, I totally lost my train of thought. I was like, what is that? So I'll tell you guys, I probably have, I have my husband, Melissa Coleman, and Paige Casto, I think are my 3 remaining coaches from my original diamond, like building to diamond. The other people are long gone. Like, I don't even know where they are. And so I did get to, I think everybody like gets to diamond with a few discount coaches. Cause I think what happens is once you are diamond, that creates like a lot of buzz because the people who are watching you and who are like, you know, I've been thinking about this coaching thing. Like after diamond was when I started to find my like legitimate coaches who wanted to build because they saw that I had built to diamond. They saw that I had like been getting this recognition and that I was starting to see my paychecks grow. It was after diamond that I sponsored Jen and Nikki. And, you know what I'm saying? It was after 2-star that I sponsored like my next diamond. So I think there is something to be said for like people seeing us moving in our businesses. So I don't know. It's turned into like a deep convo tonight. I hope this all makes sense. Cause I mean, there is like strategy to all of it. You know what I mean? And I don't think there's like a wrong way to do it unless you do it the way that I explained, like you just build to diamond with all discount coaches and you don't continue to build. That's the biggest mistake I've seen. It's like, okay, I'm here. The paycheck should just start growing now and then like kick your heels up and wait. It doesn't work like that. You got to keep moving. And I know that you guys are in it to keep moving. So I just hope that makes sense. Okay. We talked for a while. I feel like this was a good one. Like we covered a lot of ground. So, challenge group starting on the 17th, push to emerald group starting Thursday, which will be a really good opportunity for us to follow up with all those people from the sneak peeks at the end of August. And then, yeah, what else was September? I don't think there was anything else that I can think of. Team call, slated for the 20th, waiting to hear back from a potential speaker. So, yeah, I think that's it, you guys. Let me know if you have any questions that pop up after this, because I know we covered a lot, and I will get the recording posted. And
should we do a photo?
Yes, we should.
Yes, let's do a photo.
I'm going to do just like a big screenshot so we don't see my ugly junk on my desk. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, did I do that? No. Do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. All right, you guys, I love you all. Thanks for hanging with me tonight, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye, guys.
Bye.